However, in this case, they are somewhat leaning towards the telcos, because when the telcos demanded for a 100% increase, yes, the Honorable Minister did say that he wasn't going to grant the 100%, but that he was going to, convey to everyone what he was going to do. But they were not going to grant 10%, 100%.
Okay.
But beyond that now, they now went to do a... They now went to do a 50% tariff hike.
Okay.
Which is not tidy with us. And we are saying there are other options. Hello, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, with that, we now went to a situation where we recommended 10% increase, along with other options.
Okay.
Yes, they are arguing that we will be losing. We may not be having good quality service.
Okay.
Beyond that, telecom operators that are in business, they can ask for 500% profits. But for us, they need to be reasonable and non-exploitative.
Okay.
In business, they say that there are no exploitative, no excessive profits.
Okay.
But there could be exploitative profits as viewed by the consumer.
Consumers,
and we are now saying, yes, that is the stand of NATCOMS, 10% increase, plus options like, going stock exchange, recapitalizing, doing initial public offers, by the telcos. That is on one point. On the other point, they are owing themselves. Telco A may be owing Telco B.
Telco B may
Telco
be owing
C may be owing
Telco D, yes.
They are not paying themselves.
Okay.
And again, thirdly, the banks are owing the telecom companies. So these are issues. What if all of this up together, plus they shouldn't be looking at more than 2% increase. That is a submission at NATCOMS.
Okay. Wow. All right, thank you so much, Chief Adiola Ogunbanjo, who happens to be the president of NATCOMS, National Association of Telecommunication Subscribers. This morning, we are having an up-close and personal with him. He phoned in last Monday concerning the topic of discussion that we had with our guest, Mr. Emmanuel Michael Amogu, this morning. So we want to know the stance of the NATCOMS on the 50% tariff increase. Okay, all right, so Chief Ogunbanjo, let's just give you an update on this now. I just want to bring you up to speed concerning this. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Now, what about SERAP and the legal court proceedings you spoke of last Monday? What is the update on that, please?
Well, SERAP is asking for a total reversal.
Oh, a reversal, okay.
Yes, total reversal.
Okay.
That is no increase. We are not for this reversal.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that, Chief Ogunbanjo. Okay, so I just wanted to bring you up to speed concerning this now. The Nigeria Security and Defense Corps on Sunday, just yesterday, warned the NLC against its planned March 1 shutdown of telecommunication services in response to the recent 50% tariff hike. So, the Private Telecommunication Communications Senior Staff Association of Nigeria and the Association of Telecommunications Companies of Nigeria similarly pushed back against the NLC's planned boycott of telecom services and shutdown of telecom infrastructure, arguing that such actions are misguided and could harm the industry. So, do you think this could be a panacea or a solution towards solving the issue? Hello. Hello, Chief Adiola. Can you hear us, please? Hello. Hello. All right, it's still the Mainland Business Cafe on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. We apologize. We're having a connectivity issue, which is just temporary. We'll try to reconnect with our guest. But until then, please stay tuned. And please note that this program is currently being streamed on our YouTube and Facebook pages, respectively, at Mainland 98.3 FM. You can also drop your comments there, and we'll get to a time where we'll make the program or this particular segment more interactive by opening up the phone lines, and then we'll conference you in, and then you can ask your questions. So please stay tuned and do not touch that dial. We'll be right back shortly after the break.
From the trading floors of the Nigerian exchange to the financial analysis of the forex market, we keep you updated with concise happenings from the business scene and how it affects every other sector of the economy. On the Mainland Business Cafe, we also look at trending business stories making rounds while having objective conversations with notable financial analysts. Join Rioja Opia every Monday at 11 a.m. on 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. The Mainland Business Cafe, your sure guide to the world of business.
Tune in to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Join us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM.
For the freshest tunes, hottest shows, and the latest news.
Why Mainland? This is the Mainland Business Cafe, your sure guide to the world of business.
Yes, it is still the Mainland Business Cafe on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Apologies for that interruption in the communication, but it has been sorted. All right, back to our guest, Chief Adiolu Ogunbanjo, who happens to be the NATCOMS president. That is the National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers. And it's quite, you were saying, please, or would you like the NLC against its planned? Do you think this will act as a panacea or a solution towards reversing or possibly reducing the rate to 10% as you proposed earlier?
You see, for whatever it is, I mean, like I did say earlier, the telecom services, it's a necessity.
Yes.
Apart from food, shelter, clothing, which is basic biological needs, we are looking at telecoms as number 4 now, because that is communication. I mean, it's so compulsory now for our businesses, for our happiness, for everything.
For communication, exactly. Even for work, exactly.
Education, work, everything. So it is now number 4 need of man. So for us, a 50% hike is much. Let them look at other options, not to look at put all the burden on subscribers. You see, 50% may be exploitative. Then for subscribers, they should also think about subscribers and patronage. So for us, we may, we have already accepted 10%, plus the other options which I've stated earlier.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Chief Adiolu. It's still the Mainland Business Cafe on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And this is the third segment of the program, and we're having an up-close and personal with the national president, or the president of NATCOMS, Chief Adiolu Ogunbanjo. And this morning we are looking at the 50% tariff increase. That is the 50% tariff increment on telcos. And we're also looking at the NATCOMS stance on it. Okay, so I would like to ask now, if and when, because we know that calls from one, I don't want to mention the particular mobile network operator now, there's the MNO. Yes, I know that calls has risen considerably, as well as data, although data is yet to be ascertained concerning its pricing. I don't know if you're aware of that, sir.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay,
in
beautiful.
fact, they initially looked at a 200% increase,
200%.
which was,
wow.
Reduced. Yes.
Okay.
A particular telco did that.
Wow.
We are calling for. Anyway, please finish your question.
Okay. All right. So I was going to say now, for calls now, regarding, because we know that we have so many plans. When you purchase a SIM and you have registered the SIM and you want to make calls from that same the mobile network operator that you're using to a similar mobile network operator, as opposed to another mobile network operator now, we know that calls should be subsidized or it should be affordable depending on the current plan you have migrated to. And we notice that sometimes specific mobile network operators could automatically migrate customers to another plan or bouquet that they know that is a bit on the high side. I'm talking about prepaid users now, where you recharge and you make calls on the go, as opposed to postpaid users that you are given a certain credit limit for a specific month, and then if you exceed that limit, definitely you will be surcharged when you are now given that the credit limits for the following month. But that's for postpaid users now. I'm talking about prepaid users now. How is that going to impact the purchase of airtime?
Usually, the telcos are careful about one thing.
Okay.
They are always telling you, to migrate to some of their packages.
Okay.
I'm yet to see a telco that will migrate you without you're saying you're tapping yes or I want to enjoy this package.
Okay.
They are careful about that.
Okay.
That has been an issue of the past, and then in the last 2-3 years, I've not heard about any of such concerns.
Okay.
So they are careful. They will barrage you with a lot of products, offerings, promotions, and all
upsell and cross-selling specific services or supplementary.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
So that they are careful about, and usually not forcing anybody or migrating anybody without their consent.
Without their consent. Okay. The reason why I said that, because we had we conducted a survey and we went out to the streets to conduct a vox pop, and we came in contact with a couple of people who said that they were on a particular tariff plan, and they noticed that they were being charged higher than their usual tariff, than the normal or existing tariff plan they were on previously. And of course, when they had to contact the customer care agent told them that, oh, you have been migrated to this particular tariff plan, which was quite surprising for these people that we conducted a vox pop. So which is why I wanted to ask you officially if that is something that is obtainable in the telecom sector.
Definitely not.
Okay, beautiful.
They have, according to them, they have stopped that.
Okay.
That happened. This was, like I said, 2023.
Okay, 2023, 2 years ago. Okay.
2 years ago.
Okay.
And hasn't been end. This is your survey. When did it happen, sir?
Okay, we conducted it like 2 weeks ago.
Then something is on somewhere.
Okay. Wow.
So maybe such issues can be taken up again.
Okay.
With the telcos, if it does happen.
Okay.
But by the time they now expose the platform to you, somewhere down the line, you must have, consented. That was in 2023.
Okay, 2023. Okay.
Yes, but 2 weeks ago, that is a new concern, which has to be looked into.
Okay, looked into. Thank you for clearing that up, Chief Adeolu Ogunbanjo. Okay, the reason why I'm asking is because, we are the professionals in this particular business, so we're always very, very careful not to mention telcos for posterity. For how do I put it now? To be very, very cautious. Yes, exactly. So because when we speak with the common man or ordinary citizens, no, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Anyway, we try as much as possible to hear their pain and just act as an intermediary between them, the federal government, and the telecommunication operators or the mobile network operators or the service providers that these citizens are patronizing. Anyway, so I digress a little. So let's talk about the data. Let's talk about the data now. Although telcos are yet to fix data rates now, we noticed that data is life, and like our guest talked about it last Monday, Mr. Emmanuel Michael Amogu, with the institution of 5G and the fact that tariff has already been increased by 50%. We are hoping that there will be improvement in the quality of service or in the quality of access to data. For example, I want to open up a browser and I find out that I've subscribed to a particular data plan. For example, I buy 500 naira data and I'm being given a particular volume. And within the next few minutes, I notice that it has exhausted. I remember vividly, I used to work in the telecom sector as a customer care agent, and of course, we gave callers the opportunity to monitor or track their data usage so that they are well aware that for so time, for maybe from the period of 11:05 to 11:10, you use this or you consumed this amount of data. So what we do is that we advise them that when your data is not in use, is either you step down to 2G or possibly turn off your data when you know that it's not in use, so that you conserve your data. So these were some of the remedies we provided to them when they noticed that their data was being exhausted at a very fast rate. So I don't know what your thoughts on this are concerning the data or the data rates that are yet to be fixed.
Well, let me address one underlying issue
that
not many people
are aware
of. Some of these applications that we have on our phones are known to us consume a lot of data.
Background applications, you mean?
Precisely. For instance, some of us will just know that we have turned this application on, not knowing that it is eating our data. However, this telecom operator that has increased, in the last